Not close enough, I think. Right there. Okay. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Kerbal Space Program. I'm Batbeard, and we're going to get started today in the Vehicle Assembly Building on episode 16, where I want to finally build a probe that I've been talking about for ages and ages and ages. And I've been talking about it for ages because I've had a few things go wrong. First of all, I got a few mods that didn't work out, and I have some footage of those mods. First was Kerbal Atomics, and it had a whole bunch of rocket engines that looked really cool, and a whole bunch of fuel tanks that looked really cool. Here's some footage of that. Pause for dramatic effect while I edit. I think that's enough time, but I kind of want to break. So I'll just give myself a little extra break. Okay, break over. And so as you can see, that looked like a lot of fun. It just didn't really do the job. So I was brainstorming. I was looking at Curse, which is the site where you look for all of the Kerbal Space Program mods. I combed over every single item in that list, a lot of mods, a lot of old mods, a lot of new mods, and nothing did what I needed. Nothing provided me a nuclear engine of the right size. And then I looked at TweekScale and I saw that it was edited. It was modified. It was updated. Updated. Thank you, brain. That's the word. And right here is our solution. You can make everything tiny, and tiny is the way to go when it comes to probes. So we can take this engine, and this is the perfect engine for it, for the job, and make that tiny. Also, on our space planes, we can take this engine, we can take a radial attachment and put this on the space planes, and they will be able to go much farther with much less fuel. They also won't need any oxidizer. Because this engine, this is the stock engine, without any mods, this engine only uses liquid fuel. Which means your space planes can be all liquid fuel. And that's great. I love that. Which means that you'll never be stuck with an imbalance of fuel. And that's just fantastic. Alright, so let's get started on this. And through the magic of TV editing, here's one I've prepared earlier. And this is the Tweak probe. I called it Tweak because of TweekScale. That's the mod I used to make this. And look how small that is. It's really nicely done. And it has all kinds of, first of all, this is what's called asparagus staging. This is what we used to have to do to get to space in Kerbal Space Program before there was all this extra stuff added and all of these solid rocket boosters and so on. We used to have to, with just a small handful of parts, build a bunch of asparagus-style rockets that fed fuel from these outer tanks into the middle tanks, and then finally into the center stack, which then got us to space. And it's a really cool way of doing things. I also put some asparagus staging up here on the probe so it can go much farther, and I think that this probe ought to be able to go everywhere that we want to go, but I wanted to test this out and see exactly how far it could go in this episode. But there are a couple of problems with this. I just flew this rocket, and it topples over when you do a maneuver to get to space. And I want to make sure that it doesn't topple. There's only one way to do that, as far as I can tell, and that is to add some winglets. So let's add some winglets. It's been a while since I've added any winglets at all to a craft. Let's see, where are we gonna fit these? Four right there, in between. It shouldn't collide with the... and that's the funny thing. It shouldn't collide with these fuel, tubes? Fuel tubes? What is it called? What's the official name? It's bothering me. It's gonna bother me if I don't know. Fuel tanks. It's the external fuel duct. Okay, it shouldn't collide with the fuel duct. Wait a second, that's a little close. That's not right on the money there. Oh, that's 3 times symmetry. I need 4. Thank you. So that ought to do it. Alright, so that ought to do it. Otherwise, it looks pretty good. RCS is working up here. Let's save and test. Nothing else changed. Alright. I'm excited. I think this is gonna go swell. Well, does anybody say swell anymore? Unless they're swollen. Hey, I got some, got a black eye. I'm looking pretty swell. And dump that. Looking good so far. It's got a lot of moving parts, and I like that. I like the moving parts. The moving parts are a highlight of this feature. And start the engine. So now we're on liquid fuel. Those were all solid fuel. Now I need to pay attention here. The whole point of asparagus staging is to pay attention to what's being used. That's the fuel being used. Once this is out, I have to stage again. If the staging is correct. And now we're dumping the dead weight. And it's using these. And the next one. Working like a charm. Okay, we're about to tip over. And don't flip! Don't flip! It flipped, as you can see. There's a flipping problem. What is the flipping problem with this probe? No idea. There is a big flippin' problem with this probe. Let's revert before it's too late. Okay. So this was fun, but it's completely, at this point, completely not efficient. I'm gonna keep that one because it's cool, but I'm going to rename this the Successful Tweaker. Mothership test number 1. It's running well. I mean, I could add RCS fuel to this and then have a whole bunch of thrusters, but by the time I do that, we're already wasting fuel. And if you're gonna do that, then you just take it straight up. Deal with it. I turned our CS on, so we're gonna start rolling faster. Let's do it! Wow! Gravity is so much heavier here. I'm very pleased with this probe. It has lived up to my expectations. And there is only one more thing I want to do. This might make its own episode, but it'll be an easy one. I want to make... Well, you'll see. This is gonna be cool. We'll do that. Oh, we're out of fuel. we're out of fuel. All right.